In a society that's plagued with crash diets and detox trends, recovering from an eating disorder is a political stance. You're recovering into a disordered society. You're saying no to widely celebrated, accepted standards that are set forth with plastic dolls and photoshopped ads, and you can get to the point where you roll your eyes and you tell a self-deprecating joke as this side dish to a seemingly never-ending mess that is your life in recovery. And sometimes you get rose-tinted glasses looking back, because hindsight is always 20/20. I could have done it this way. Obviously, I didn't have to be that stupid. I can still lose the weight. This diet is different. I would be happier, right? And this is what it can be like when you don't fit the depiction given. But you don't falter. And while healing isn't linear, you have made your decision and you're not going back. So then a movie comes out, and the movie says, look, she did it. She recovered, maybe, we're not really sure. She found the silver lining and beauty in herself and the world, and you are hopeful. It's inspiring, even artful. And the movie ends, and you're confused but numb. And numbness is familiar. It's comfortable. You used to eat and not eat and whatever else you did to get to this feeling of nothing. Eating disorders make the world black and white, and that is what numbness is. You can't take off these colorblind glasses to see any gray zones, let alone color. Any in-betweens, maybes, or compromises. You live in a world that doesn't even like these non-dichotomous answers, yes or no, skinny or fat, healthy or dying. This new fad diet will make you who you want to be. It'll take you to the other side with the greener grass. But when you find out that there's no easy answer, we panic. Maybe you aren't crying in a corner or lashing out. Maybe you are, but you try numbing yourself. You eat and you eat until it's impossible to remember why you started and impossible to think about anything else. You do things to your body to rid yourself of this self-imposed sin of indulgence or not. You obsessively monitor yourself like a drill sergeant, and there's no more room for an existential crisis or whatever when you're memorizing the calories in milk. A black and white world doesn't allow reality. You're delaying, not coping. Then the feelings come back and it's easier to just not feel, so you numb more, and this becomes your life. Depictions of eating disorders are complicated at best. Romanticized or not, they're just that. They're somebody's depiction. Someone is telling a story, maybe their own, but the depictions are not ever going to be complete, and they shouldn't be expected to be complete or perfect. Remember, nothing is. But these depictions are not everything. Most people suffering with eating disorders are not anorexic. If you are, I'm not saying that you aren't valid. I'm saying that in a group that is invisible most of the time, silenced most of the time, you are seen when we're all given a chance. And that's a privilege. I'm saying that if you've been in and out of treatment centers like this protagonist, I'm sorry. And at the same time, that is a privilege too. 1 in 10 sufferers get treatment. Okay, so I'm not skinny. I'm not even just overweight. When I go to the doctor, they still tell me to lose weight. But you see, trying to lose weight and failing led to me getting sick. My eating disorder allowed my polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, to sort of awaken. It slowed my thyroid down so much and my metabolism that I got Hashimoto's disease, which is hypothyroidism. I had diabetes for a while there. And for me, recovery has resulted in health. And honestly, some of that means weight loss because my body is functioning again. I had a life-threatening illness, and the whole time I thought, I just needed to lose the weight. And then I'd be cured. Then I'd be happy. Because that is what we're taught. So yeah, my body shape renders me less glamorous to these depictions and less visible. But my skin color is depicted frequently when this does happen. The only people of color in this film were a patient with a character as Flat Stanley, and then there was a sassy but wise nurse. And this matters. Yes, start conversations, increase awareness, but do so inclusively. By saying I want to see a different story represented, I'm not saying I don't want to see yours. I'm saying I want to be seen too with you. I want to be validated too. I want someone to say, wow, this really sucks for you too. I'm saying that the two men of the movie don't need to save me or you. But the world is not black and white, and this depiction is not either. I started with a list of nays, and then I tried a list of yays, and they were all the same. Now stay with me here. Yay. A male is depicted. Yay. Binge eating disorder and bulimia are sort of depicted. Nay, the way they are depicted is what I would imagine someone who knows nothing or has not experienced, obviously, those disorders to see them as. For those characters, it's all about the food and the behaviors, and they don't really seem to be getting any actual help. There seems to be a supremacy of the rexics, the anorexics, in this treatment center. Yay, they say it's not about the food, but nay, they focus on the food and the body, and that is sort of seen as what's flashy about this movie. Okay. Great, they show how this affects her family, but wait, is her family getting any support at all? Is this girl going to return to the same environment that they are insinuating started this issue in the first place? Yay, they're starting a conversation. Important, good. But, nay, is this the conversation of, wow, we need to fix our culture, we need to fix the mental health system, or is this the conversation of, wow, these poor, sick, skinny people, they need more help from doctors like the one in this movie and an inspirational speech? Yay, this protagonist is not some weakling. She's badass. Nay, this protagonist, Manic Pixie Dream Girl, still gets saved by some boys who think they understand her better than herself. Okay, so no, life is not black and white. And I'm not saying bad movie. I'm saying not complete depiction. I'm saying not inclusive. And if you want to be mediocre, then fine. You can be taking strides toward awareness in your artful cinematography. But if you could make it better, if you could challenge the narrative, wouldn't that be pretty awesome? Can you lift other people up with you, make strides together? What if, knowing how many people would watch this, you made sure you didn't inspire people to wish for emaciated bodies? Because here's what scared me. To be honest, I did think about that while watching this movie, and I still do. Not logically, of course, but from a pessimistic and semi-disordered point of view, the questions come to mind, and those are, if my spine had been more visible, if I was underweight or even a normal weight, if I did more sit-ups, if my arms were smaller, what if? And yeah, hindsight is always 20/20, and in this case it's rose-colored hindsight. None of this is good. And I can't go back, and I don't want to. I was dying, just as much as this character was. But this movie leaves me sitting there going, if I was living the same battle internally, and her body made her be taken more seriously, maybe I would have gotten help sooner. So that's my truth. But what if I didn't have recovery? What if I didn't have intuitive eating or health at every size, or people who gave a damn? So I don't know what any of this means, but I will tell you that the world is not black and white. It's not sick versus recovered. It's not terrible movie versus excellence. Free speech, however, means challenging each other to do better. People laugh and make fun of, the concept of triggered, but come on, because are you really making fun of a risk of some 10-year-old girl that could have been me watching this movie and feeling jealous and inspired even in the worst way? So if professionals with PhDs and any degrees having to do with this field are telling you to hold on and take a step back here, don't ignore it and hope that the movie is good enough. Oh, well, they tried. Strive to do better. Lift everyone up with you. The silenced can stand together, not just one group of the silenced that's deemed superior. When you are lifted from the depths of invisibility and stigma, we are still down here. So are you really making a difference if you're exclusionary? That's the gray zone, the not black and white. So this is me saying, the feelings are there. I'm no longer numb, and I'm angry. Thank you.